test. I'm gonna check to see if the stream still works. So let's see. 1 second. Nope, that's the unlisted stream. So let's check this. 1 second, team. That's it. All right. So, test, is this live? We are good. We are back. All right. Let me tag everyone. All right, team. Alrighty. So, sweet. I'm excited. And we got back right before the market opened, so that's really good. Thank you guys again so much for your patience. I really do appreciate it. I did the whole speed test. I know you guys don't care. But I ended up selling. Let me explain to you where I sold. I sold you guys a little too early. It's fine. I saw a lot of consolidation around that 1740 area, so it broke above that, and then I locked in profits right away. So I'll go ahead and click here. You guys can see I tried to sell multiple times, and my orders were just not getting filled. And then that's when I started to kind of like, okay, well, I really need to do my part. So I sold 100 at 1743, sold the rest right at 1742. So this is where it all happened. Made $677. So again, yes, I could have sold for a little bit more. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know that. It's Friday. I wanted to have peace in mind, and I just want to lock in profits. I want to do my 1.5% growth to 2% growth today. I'm going to call it a day, and it will be my biggest week ever trading. So I'm just trying to have fun with it, right? And kind of go with the flow. So looks like natural gas is already pulling back right now. I can't say that it's reversing. Oh, okay. Sorry, my apologies. Sorry, it's Friday. It's been a long week. Here we go. Buy, sell. Struggled to again get filled around this general resistance that I saw at 1740, and that's why I decided to lock in profits. It pushed up to about 1750, 1752. So I apologize for that. I didn't mean to. Yeah, but yeah. So as of right now, natural gas is showing signs of it potentially pulling back. Right there we go. So now might be the gas time. Right. So. Alrighty. What's up with my hair? I don't know. Leave my hair alone. There it goes. Pushing back up. How does pre-market affect the open market exactly? I wouldn't say it has an effect. It's just a time range where, not everyone can trade, so there's less volatility, right? But yeah, I'm still just focusing on how the futures are trading, and then I correlate that over to my trading on the actual ETF. So there is no like effect, right? It's not like a news report or anything like that. It's just a different time range. So here we go. All right, guys, we have about 45 seconds until the market opens. I just wanted to wish you guys good luck, but unfortunately, luck doesn't go very far in the stock market. So let's trade smart, let's be patient. And again, I felt much more, regardless if I did leave some profit on the table on my UGAS trade, right, because I sold too early, right, supposedly. It feels good to lock in profits, right? So let's focus on consistently staying green and building that confidence and that experience and stuff like that. So let's have some fun and make some money, right? No luck, just there's always a little form of luck, right? Well, regardless of. Here we go. So we'll see where we go. Market just opened. I'm ready for my alerts to start coming in. There we go. Okay, ARQL. We're gonna have to check that out. UWT on the move. You're lying. Oh my gosh. Alright guys, really do apologize for this. I have no explanation. I have a guy coming today to check out the internet. And yeah, I really do apologize. All right. This is what we kind of got going on, right? Looks like a nice little double top. It peaked out. It's still above the EMA line, so that's why I'm not fully invested in my position on DGAS, right? It's still above it, so there's no confirmation. This is viewed as more of a pullback than it is it's selling off, right? So there's a form of risk of you getting in before the confirmation. So I just want to make sure that that's clear, right? We can set our alerts on both sides. It would be ideal for us to wait for lower lows, right? So the more that this thing sells off, the more clear the direction is of natural gas to sell off, just like it has before, right? Where it pushes down, gets rejected by the EMA line, pushes down, gets rejected by the EMA line. We're still not rejected by the EMA line, so let's just make sure that we keep a close eye on that. So here we go. I would say, especially if you're under the PDT rule, I would be a little bit more patient with your entry or be very good with managing your risk. So what's going on, Frank? What is up? What is up? Here we go. /CL pulling back. I like it, right? So it looks like the SMA line has been acting as a support. It became a little bit more on the overextended side, so DWT should be pushing up, but DWT again is an inverse ETF, and it's the inverse ETF, but it's a descending pattern right now. So definitely keep an eye on that as it's been selling off. If you look at our side, look at the MACD, there's a form of risk, right? When it comes down to trading these descending patterns, doesn't mean that you can't make money off of it, just means that they might be a little bit more risky. So here we go. Wow, look at that. Huge sell-off. Sounds good, Ryan. I've actually been thinking about that, about the next TechBud staycation, so we'll definitely have to plan one of those out soon. I really wanted to have the TechBuds HQ for the next one. I thought that that would be a lot of fun, but we've just been struggling on finding a building. Here we go. So let me just show you very quickly. So again, I'm trying to be as relaxed as I can with this. It peaked out, it sold off, right? It's selling off. The more that natural gas sells off, the more money we'll make on this. So I'll go in again, and then we can, I'll go in probably for 200 shares on this one, and then I'm done. So just made a quick 1% on DWT. Congrats. Again, as long as you have a reason behind your trade, I think that's what's most important. So as long as the reasoning makes sense, that's not just based off of hope and desire, that it's makes sense off the charts, makes sense with the margin of profit, overall opportunity cost, that would make sense. So just trade smart. I know it's a very simple term, right? But it can go a long way. So I have my order ready. All right, looking at /NG. Again, it's trying to sell off, but it looks like the MACD is already potentially going to find a support. So we'll see kind of where it goes. Ooh, look at this. Wow, natural gas pushed up. And there it goes. Let's see. Natural gas with a push. I have to be careful with this one. Possibly. Yeah, so it might be changing its direction. Very good eye on that. So yeah, if you look at /CL, it might try to find a support here, but again, don't be so quick to think that it's just going to bounce right away. We hope that it does, and that's why confirmation is ideal, but even then, it pushed up very aggressively, so it makes sense on why it could sell off pretty hard too. So let's just give it some time for it to identify its direction. If you want to be riskier, then yeah, you can get in before, but just understand that there's a greater form of risk with that. So There we go. Watch out with this. So why is natural gas pushing up? Well, it makes sense based off technicals. We talked about it. Even before it reversed up, it wasn't selling off as aggressively. And the MACD already was showing signs of a potential support. So is the RSI. So it's not like crazy that it's doing that. So, that's why you have to be very observant on your technical analysis. And just this is a perfect example where last time it pushed up, right, and then it sold off, and it created this like really nice margin, right? So it sold off, so it built a really nice margin for you guys and all that stuff, right? And then it pushed up. I waited for it to become overextended, and it sold off, but it just didn't sell off as much as it did before. And this is just part of the game, right? It doesn't have to perform exactly how we expect it to. That's the, you can love it or you can hate it, but those are parts of this market where it doesn't always have to go according to plan. So, yes, I would have loved it for it to sell off and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter what I care or what I want. So, that's why, I felt like I did a good job identifying the potential reversal. So, I keep seeing you message this. I just don't understand what you're saying. So, is AMD directly correlated to AMD? Like, that just doesn't make sense. What do you mean by that? Yeah, and I think that could be once you understand that, then based off of your criteria and what you want to happen, it just means that you need to let the market come to you and not you go to the market, because when you begin to hope and desire that a specific trade performs a certain way, then again you're hoping that it performs that certain way. But when you let it come to you and you're like, okay, well, these are my criteria, and I'm just going to wait till the setup is there. And once it is, then I'll take advantage of it. It's a much more laid back approach. You wait for the setups that make sense to you. It's not that you hope that it does. It's that you just wait for it to actually happen. So it's just a different mindset, right? And I think once you kind of get that, you can begin to do pretty well. So. I meant /NQ and /ES. Okay. Well, this is a NASDAQ ETF /NQ, and this is an S&P 500 ETF. So yes, they are similar, but they're not exact. There's 3 major markets within the United States, right? So those are 2 of them. So again, they're not the same, but again, the overall market, because it's so big, tends to move pretty much in the same direction pretty often, but they're not exact. How's /CL doing? It's trying to build a support. You guys see that? I appreciate you guys being so patient with me. There we go. It got rejected. This is, oh wow, nice. Okay, huge sell-off. These are like the kind of like sucky parts of trading, right? It doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes it's very boring and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of just part of the game. Sometimes it can be very exciting. Sometimes it's not. So here we go. I'm going to see if some news came out. Not any that I see right now. The last one came out at 5:39. That was the timestamp, and it's 6:44. So Yeah, you can. Maybe when it breaks above, when the direction is a little bit more clear. So the easiest way for me to put that is the reason that we wait for the EMA line and the reason that we wait for the middle view up. I think this is very important for you guys to know is not because the indicator, right? It's because whatever it is that you are trading or investing in is showing signs of growth, right? That's the whole thing. It's like I use these different indicators to have a better understanding of kind of what's going on, but the principle of adding more to my position size is because something is making me money. So if something is making you money, then you probably want to give it more money as long as it still has a little bit more margin for it to push up, right? So that's the premise. So if something is making you money and everything with the indicators are all aligning and it still has a nice little, the resistance still has a little bit, is still higher, right? So it still has a little bit more margin to go. And guess what? It makes sense on why you would then, continue to maybe want to add to your position size. But again, the principle is if something is making you money, that you want to do your part in then, adding more money to it to then make more, right? Like that's the whole premise of that, where we are for the day. So we just broke $1,000. Here we go. /CO is pushing up. There it goes. Nice. You guys did an amazing job. Bringing that one back up to my attention. Really do appreciate that. So it looks like we're approaching a general support area, right? That middle view up. I think that it can continue to sell off. I think there might be actually a breakout pattern. We're not making higher highs anymore. So that's something that's given me maybe an idea of, hey, this thing can continue to push up. But you guys know how it is. Let's see. Yeah, so of course I would want natural gas to continue to sell off and stuff like that, but yeah, we'll kind of have to see where it goes. What news source do you use? I like to use just the one that TD Ameritrade offers. I don't really trade off of news, right? I don't really trade off of fundamentals. I trade off of technicals, so I'm not huge on that. So just because I'm not doesn't mean that you can't be. There's a lot of people that are fundamental traders within Learn Plan Profit and love trading based off fundamentals or different kind of like catalyst. Why? Because it creates volatility, right? And it makes it easier for people to there's more demand, right? So they like taking advantage of that fluctuation. So I think that the more due diligence that you do, the more aware you can become of these series of dang, I really missed out on this one. Of better news articles than TD Ameritrade because I'm sure it's not the best one. So it pushed up almost about 1% after it broke above the EMA line, which is confirmation. So it's approaching this general resistance area. So maybe something to keep an eye out for. Here it goes. It's pushing up already. Tesla pushing up. Let's see. Okay, we've been kind of consolidating on Tesla. And again, you guys know that I don't like to bug you about this, but just remember, like we're at this SMA line, and based off previous patterns, it normally gets rejected around this SMA line. I really hope that Tesla can push up. I want Tesla. I'm a huge fanboy of Elon, and I just being realistic, like. Just look at it, like it's at a resistance and it's peaking out, and there's just that's the let's if you think it's gonna go up, then let's just wait for confirmation. So PLNT just broke above. Little pullback. Um, so to answer your question, Abil, I get your frustration in a sense, right? But I also want to remind you that you don't have to trade any of those, right? You get to decide what you want to trade. So with that being said, if that's something that frustrates you because the margin of profit usually isn't worth it, then maybe something that you can do in your part is being more selective in what you choose to take advantage of. You can't, and I'm not like, this is not a diss, right? This is just me being, you have to be open-minded about it. There's nothing that you can do. If you're trading with $1,000, that is what you have to trade with. So it's not about complaining. It's not about like saying, well, it's annoying. It's just like, this is where you are right now. It doesn't mean that this is where you have to be, right? So with that being said, would it make sense for you to maybe then be a little bit more selective with what you choose to trade and make sure that you get in and get out and all that stuff, right? That everything just aligns and that the margin of profit is worth it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? UWT just broke above, it made new highs. Wow. All right, because of that, I'm going to decide lock in profits here. Oh, dang. Sorry about that. All right. Well, I sold. The spread between DGAS right now is a little big. So I think that it still can go up. I still think that it could possibly hit 62. But right now, looking at natural gas, again, just like it did before, it's kind of consolidating around this middle view up. It's a kind of a coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of thing, right? And it could bounce here, right? It could bounce here and then push up, and I just don't want to get stuck on it, so I decided to lock in profits. So far on the day, I'm up $1,045, so about 1%, not bad. Now, look at this. Oh. All right. All right. Yeah, I did answer. I'm sorry that it. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. DGAS just broke above 161. So congrats to all those that held. Yeah, Alex, I change the length of my EMA line from time to time, depending on, if I'm trading something a little bit more aggressive, I'll shorten my EMA line, right? Because I want it to move a little bit quicker. But if I see something that doesn't move as aggressively, then I'll enlarge, right? Or the length will just get a little bit bigger. So. Here we go. So I'm just going to wait for confirmation below the EMA line. So we're doing good so far, but it doesn't mean that it has to do this good, right? So right now, we're right around 1200, around 1300. But confirmation is key, and it could find a support here and it can shoot up, and then I'll have to take a loss. So again, I'm just trying to think about both sides, right? There it goes. So now we're below it, right? DWT. I'm just gonna do 4,000. All right. It looks like we might actually potentially get rejected by this middle VWAP. Do you guys see this? I still think that, again, based off of the MACD and the RSI, like, we can still push up. Not really the RSI. I'm indifferent about that. But with the MAC, there it goes. We're breaking above it so far. All right, here it goes. So /CL, just to give you guys a heads up, this is kind of like how it looks like right now. The MACD still has a little bit more to go, right? The RSI is still downtrending. It could find a support at any time. So we're approaching this general support area. So, you know, okay, I got filled. So not bad. $642. So here we go. Everything closed out. We're at 1.6, pretty much 1.7K. And there it goes. It's still pushing up. So, you know, for those that are holding it a little bit longer, I'm trading with a dollar amount that, as time goes on, you know, as it gets closer to resistance, I become more, again, like I said, I'm scaling right now. I'm trying to build my confidence and my experience with a larger dollar amount, and it's scary for me sometimes, right? It's a lot of money for me, and I'm trying to have fun with it, but I have to be realistic with myself that, yeah, trust me, it'd be nice for me to be able to make an extra $400 or $500, but I'd rather just consistently stay green. I'm trying to do my part in getting in and getting out when something is, you know, a good deal, while still doing well. So, can you guys see my live stream? Like, we're all good here, right? Right? Okay. Just setting my alerts on /CL. Trying to see if maybe I can go into UWT. It's not bad. We're getting some consolidation here, so I'm going to go in a little bit lighter. So please just watch out for this EMA line. This EMA line can act as a resistance right now, right? So looks like we're doing just fine. There we go. So /CL is not pushing up as quick as I thought. That's why it was so quick to add that secondary position. And it's not pushing up right now as quick. And the past couple of times, it really didn't hesitate to push up. So just a little odd, right? So trying to stay positive, but you could hear it? That's so funny. Yeah, I need to. Appreciate that, Nabil. Yeah, we're getting a lot of consolidation here. Rejected. Natural gas back above. Old resistance. Looks like we might be changing directions here. So natural gas now looking overbought. So based off previous patterns, it should sell off. Doesn't mean that it has to. So a lot of consolidation around this general area. So, yeah. Natural gas making a run is what I hear. Okay. Nice. Yeah, there's nothing that I can do about that right now. I already announced that I have someone coming to work on our internet, so I do apologize again for the inconvenience. Sweet. Okay. $300. Didn't do too well with that one. 1987. There it goes. Congrats to those that still held. I could have played it a little bit better. There it goes. So not much I can do about it now. There we go. Profit to profits, yep. You made $300 and you said you didn't do too good. That would be... No, I didn't mean that. I mean, with the amount that I was trading with and how it played out, I didn't do too well. I still, with the dollar amount, of course, I think I did great. But I wasn't focused, like, I was talking more about like the percentage and stuff like that. So Did you not wait for confirmation on Diaz? Well, no, I only went in with about, what was that? About a 40% position size. And then if I do get confirmation, once we get below the email line, if that does happen, then I'll add more. But yeah, I still feel natural gas is very overextended, so it's just a matter of time. Or I can manage my risk. Yeah, no, and I don't mean to offend anybody with that comment of the $300. I'm not happy with it or anything of that sort. So, of course, I'm happy with it. There it goes. Natural gas pushing up. Strong push. I don't see any news either out for natural gas, at least not yet. So, but yeah, natural gas is still very bullish as of now. Yeah, it could be that double bottom, right? So I think it's great. The MACD looks good. The RSI looks decent. It's still a descending pattern, right? And there's no question that, even if you go on the 1 year chart, natural gas is super oversold, and everyone that has been watching it knows that. It's just its direction hasn't been the best, right, to say the least. So. UWT with that pullback, hit highs of around 1126. Here we go. This is just a pullback right now. There's no confirmation of a sell-off, so patience, right? UWT went at or below 1115. Okay. I'm tired, guys. I did not catch up on sleep. I almost feel sick again. Hey Ricky, why don't you short on one stock and buy the inverse stock? I trade ETFs, and the ETFs that I normally trade have inverse versions of one another. So, there's just, for me, no reason to. Of course, from time to time, there's certain stocks that I'd be like, yeah, I'd probably short that, but I feel like I do just fine with my little niche, right, of what I trade. So I try not to overcomplicate it. Just because that's my approach doesn't mean it's yours. Just there's also another layer of, risk with, you could lose more money than you actually put in when you short stocks. So if you're someone that struggles with risk management, might not be something that you might want to, work with. Do you guys get what I'm saying, right? Take care of yourself, bro. No, I'm good. Yeah, I just need sleep. So I have all today to sleep. Yeah, appreciate that. So appreciate it. Go on live every day. It's amazing. I do. Yeah, appreciate you, Greg. I do apologize also. I know I wrote it out in a message, right? But I do apologize for the last 2 days, so Wednesday and Thursday. First of all, I appreciate each and every single one of you that reached out to Ish for his 21st birthday and made him feel special. He was really genuinely surprised how many people reached out to him, so it meant a lot. We took a random trip to surprise him to Vegas, and I didn't go live for 2 days, so I do apologize for that, and that's why I wanted to go live a little bit longer today. So yeah, I felt like I was still, like, not yesterday but on Wednesday, I felt like I was still active within the chats, but I definitely didn't go live. So you guys know that that's a huge part of something that I always try to hold myself responsible for. But yeah. Matthew, correct me up. There it goes. Natural gas is still pushing up. Still pushing up. Yep, I was up in Vegas for 2 days. Appreciate that, Gilberto. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that, machine. Watch out for higher highs here. You like my shirt? There it goes, higher highs. Yeah, so we're just going to give this a little bit more time. Dang, look at this. What do you guys think about this setup? A little bounce for the boys. Crazy. Someone asked, where was that? Yeah, Renee, of course, /GC. Thank you for asking. Okay, so what do you see with /GC right now? So I'm just going to check the 5-day, 5-minute chart real quick. Okay, so it's been an uptrend pattern, right? On the 1-day, 1-minute chart, right? So I'm talking about a day trade because I don't want to hold anything over the weekend, right? It was showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It was trading between the middle and top VWAP, right? It was trading and holding a overall SMA line, and then it began to sell off, right? It began to make lower lows and lower highs and all that stuff. So as right now, it's kind of almost trying to consolidate. So it's going to probably try to push up, get rejected by the SMA line. I would say the direction is not super clear on what's pushing up and what's pushing down. That's just in my opinion. You're kidding. It doesn't say that it's offline. Are we offline again? Oh, sorry. Okay. But yeah, the direction is not super clear right now. So we're almost kind of making lower lows and lower highs. So I would either give it more time to have a more clear direction, or not touch it at all. It was showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It's beginning to sell off. So I understand within the past 5 days, it's been showing signs of this nice push. Now, again, it's Friday. It's up to you if you want to hold something over the weekend. It looks like the direction might be changing, and because of that, I would be a little bit less willing to hold it. So that's just my opinion. The direction just right now, actively, again, if you want to grow your account, you want to invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. If you're trying to go in for a day trade, then guess what? Then the direction for this as a day trade is not really, in my eyes, worth it. So, but that's just my opinion, so who cares, right? Yeah. So I was looking into JDST, not JNEG. Okay, so that would kind of make sense. I apologize. I didn't know that. But yeah. I would still say either side though, because it's consolidating right now. So we don't know really if it's gonna push up or push down. So that's why I would be kind of like, I'd hold back. But that's just me. So. Come on, natural gas! Sell off for me. Don't bounce. Don't bounce. Sell off. One last trade. Natural gas is like, oh, you thought. To the moon. Okay. What does your shirt say? Wait, can you guys see it? Oh. It's he's an influencer. He's part of like the David Dobrik vlog squad group. His name is Dom. I met up with him. I had a meeting with him when I went to go in LA. He had a couple questions about some ventures that he wanted to pitch to me and stuff like that. Really nice guy. These are one of his shirts. He's a really funny guy. So he gave me one of his shirts and it says clout, which means like it's like a social term for like having like influence. I don't know. And then it says the most dangerous drug, meaning that like when people try to like chase like clout, which is like social media fame, that it's a joke, and it's usually in the format of dare, right? Of like, which is like a anti or like a drug awareness campaign, stuff like that. So Dirty Dom, yep. So he's a funny guy. He's gonna be visiting us in Arizona soon. So yeah. Yeah, no. He has a different, like, we're obviously a completely different type of like people, but my right, he had an idea. He seemed like a very motivated guy in that aspect, so we just wanted to see if there's any way that we could help him out. So it had nothing to do with who he is as a person. He's a really nice guy. He was a nice guy to me and our team. So I don't really care what they do, like on the social media aspect. As long as they're not harming other people, then they're a little crazy. But hey, to each their own, right? Thoughts on BYND? I've seen so many people ask me about this. You guys know what my thoughts are on this. Yeah, I'm not a fan, you know. I don't know what's causing it to push up or push down so aggressively. It just honestly seems like a pump. I know nothing about the company though, so I'm very biased just based off of its performance. So that's just my opinion, which again is irrelevant, right? And I think it's great when you're able to identify a pattern and it's consistent. It's just the volatility with these. I can only imagine how crazy it is. So I'd just be very careful, especially if you're someone that struggles with your entries or your exits. So yeah. It doesn't like me talking about this. Yeah, you see, this live stream doesn't even like me talking about BYND. So yeah. Things are slowing down. They're not moving very much. It's getting kind of boring. I think we could all agree, right? Wow. Guys, I'm so sorry. I really do apologize. I mean, here we go. Natural gas finding a support at the EMA line once again. Yeah. Yeah, so just a heads up, I will either sell if there's a break of pattern, or once we get more confirmation, I'll add more to my position size, and depending on where I find there to be a support, based off previous resistance, it might be here. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know when natural gas is overbought or oversold. I don't think you should care so much about when I buy and when I sell, though. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Today is boring. Ricky, every time we slide up our stop loss, does it charge us another fee? No. If you get filled or even partially filled, you'll get charged the fee. But if you don't get filled, then you just try and drop, it just cancels it, so you should not get charged the fee. Play some music that you heard in Vegas. Do you guys want me to play music? I think that's only gonna ruin the stream quality even more. Never boring hanging out with Ricky. I like that. But yes, it's always pretty boring hanging out with me. I'm actually doing the math right now. I actually think, well, I guess not now because I'm down on that position. No, I'm pretty much at that, wow, $20,000 mark for the week. Like barely, like by a couple dollars. I'll have to do the exact math, but that's pretty crazy. Okay, I'll play some music. I'll just keep it low, like you guys said. Ricky, how are you so patient waiting? I don't know. I don't really feel like I have a choice. I just wait. I appreciate the question because you probably think that like it's something like special or something like that. Like nothing like it's my job. I just have to, you know? So Yep. Something you guys could all do. Copyright strike. There it goes, pushing up. No, this is a no copyright sound. /CL selling off. What? That's not. There it goes. Making higher highs. Okay. So it's still selling off right now. So this would not be something that I would want to trade today, right? Being Friday. Looking at the larger charts, I mean, it was showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It then broke below the SMA line, and it's been selling off ever since. There's no indication of a reversal. Yes, it's consolidating, but it's done this multiple times, and then it just continues to sell off. So again, I think the perfect, as close to perfect answer as we can get is, again, allow the patterns to come to you. Don't force, the trade, especially with this. So no confirmation, no change of pattern, no change of direction, nothing. Everything's, this would not be something that, like, again, if you want to grow your account, like, why would this be something based off of what we're seeing would be something that you would want to trade? It just, I wouldn't see that. But again, that's just my opinion. /CL. Of course, Emil, I appreciate the call out. I know that takes, a lot of courage, especially within the live stream. And that's what I want to always, empower you to do. That if you have a question, ask it, right? Because regardless of my opinion, if we agree or not on that position, at the end of the day, you're the final decision maker on where you choose to trade and put your hard-earned money. So I just wanted to share my opinion with you. I hope that you can respect that as I respect yours. Yep, still in the same position. So I'm considering maybe going into, once this thing pushes up a little bit more and becomes overbought, maybe going into DWT, right? Obviously, it's a descending pattern, so that's a little risky, but yeah. Alright, here we go. It's already beginning to push up. Yeah, it's a little bit less than 1%. I'll hold off. There it goes. I like the interactive, brokerage with Thinkorswim, right? So yeah, I'm mainly using. Uh, I really only use Thinkorswim. I still have my Fidelity account. I'll take positions on that from time to time, but those are like my private positions that like I'll take randomly. So, and those are more ones that I'll hold for like a longer period of time, as in not day trade them, but that's just something that I do on my own. So, yeah, I don't yeah. Fidelity has like the program called Active Trader Pro. I just like TD Ameritrade a little bit more. So. Um, I mean, I still like a margin account because you can trade with your overall buying power. Um, so I don't have enough capital to grow my account at least 3% per week. I mean, you don't need any certain dollar amount to grow it a certain percentage. That's just growth. So it just means that it's the stocks that you're trading that you might want to pay a little bit more attention to. So that has nothing to do with the capital. Coronado, my biggest piece of advice is to tell you that, for everyone that's just getting started, you're trading to learn, not trading to profit. So it's just, don't discourage yourself on, oh, how can I make the most money now? Or it's not, I want to maximize every single trade. It's like, that should be irrelevant to you, right? It's kind of like when it comes down to wanting to become a professional basketball player. You're not going to just wake up one day and be one, right? Or be able to jump in and play for, in the NBA finals. It takes time, it takes confidence, it takes experience for you to get to a point to, even get a chance to make money, right? So you should be trading to learn, not trading to profit. That's my opinion. I think that just like that kind of mindset where, well, how can I maximize every trade to make the most money now? That's just, I think, not really, that vision doesn't really align with the end goal of doing this for 5 or 10 years, right? That vision is kind of like, how can I make the most money right now? I think that, we might need to do a little switch of mindset on that. Guys, I'm almost falling asleep over here. I'm going to head to bed, or I'm going to take another nap real quick. This thing is not moving enough. So, yeah. It's not moving enough for me to want to continue to be behind my trading area. I'm just going to grab my laptop, set my alerts, set my stop loss, and see. I'll probably set an OCO bracket for those that, have covered the course and know what that is. Just so it has a stop loss and a limit sell at the same time. So I'm just gonna take a quick nap and then I'll, be right back. In the trade idea section. So here we go, /CL. Okay, nice, pushing up. So now DWT should be super oversold. I know, Renee, you read my mind. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys again for your time. Like always, continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team. My hair is messed up, I apologize.